sewing machine after a lot of trying. I finally made it. The video is a bit long, but the process is very detailed. If you need help, please watch it patiently. Hello everyone. I'm Waging. Welcome to Waging Sewing Diary. Now, sewing is a must-have for me, but the price is so high I just need a few thousands to save the money to buy ribs. I decided to make my own mayfoam. The first step of mayfoam is to clean the seam, plus a clean of the whole house. Because the color is very high for cleaning, so this step is very important. If it is not cleaned, it will cause the seam to be worn out. The seam will be dirty. The detailed cleaning process is not in my last video. The hardest thing for a beginner to make mayfoam is to smooth the seam and the seam. To avoid these two problems, there is a practical but easy way to use, which is the tape. Stick the tape to the edge of the tile, but do not stick it completely. Leave about 1 millimeter distance. I use this 5 centimeters box tape. This tape is not glued, and the price is not expensive. The only thing to note is that the following seam should be lighter, the excess of the seam. Cut tape has a small trick, is to use this small board to cut the position to press, and then use the beauty to cut so that it will be more neat. Tape after the cut can be ready for the beauty material. This is the barrel of the yellow color sand. The only drawback is that the light color will turn yellow after a long time. If you can accept this, the color is the best choice. Because the color needs to be mixed with the solidifier, it can solidify. So you need to prepare a scale first, and then adjust the ratio according to the product requirements. I have 9:1, which is 9 times 1 of Crescent Moon, and 1 by 1 of Sorrowful Reminder. Because Crescent Moon is fast to set up, so you can set it up a little less in the first time. After you have experience, you can set it up more. Mix the ingredients together, stir with a spatula, and then you can start filling the gaps. The tool I use is the common dusting knife. The first step of filling the gaps is to dust the ingredients and then press the ingredients into the gap. The purpose of this step is to compress the gap, so the technique is not important if you don't have a tooth. You can press it again after compressing. I will summarize a small method. First, clean the dust blade, then put the material in the middle of the dust blade. Use the dust blade to push down the gap at 45 degrees or press it slightly at the same time. This way the material of the gap will be slightly bulging. The subsequent screen is better. The position of the cross seal is the same. Press hard and slowly pass. Let the gaps be slightly bulging. Finally, use a scraper to collect the remaining material on the edge. After filling the first material, it is necessary to record the time on the tape. Wait for an hour, remove the tape, and apply a little cleaner to the surrounding of the sand. Then use water. Wash the cotton swab. Drain the water completely. Then use the cotton swab gently on the surface. Be gentle and not too fast if the high and low level of the tiles are more serious. Rub from low to high until the tiles and the foam are leveled. The surface of the sand becomes shiny. Pay attention to this step. The technique must be light and the surrounding tiles must be clean. Then the cotton swab needs to be cleaned more after rubbing. Wait for 2 hours. Spray the cleaner and clean the area around the gap with a towel until the tiles are completely cleaned. Finally, wait for another hour. Spray some detergent on the surface of the sandpaper and rub the sandpaper with your fingers to make it smooth. The purpose of this step is to make the surface of the sandpaper smoother. So the method must be light and not hard. If you use force, it will cause the sandpaper to be concave. After the training, you can continue to make the next material while waiting. The bathroom and kitchen are different because of the yin and yang angles. The wall and the floor are the same, but the yin and yang angles need a professional tool, and the yin and yang angles don't need glue. This is the experience I have summarized after pasting a bathroom. The yin and yang angles are directly applied with this small scraper. Use the scraper to press the material into the crevice of the eagle's foot. Don't put too much on the material. After a good time, use the head of the scraper to press the crevice. Gently drag back. This speed can be a little faster. This step does need a certain degree of comfort, but it can be repressed, so just practice a few more times after pressing the crevice. This step does not need to wait. Spray some sandblasting cleaner directly, then use a cotton swab. Use its cold feet to align the crevice. Use a sponge to rub the air in the gap. Don't rub too hard, just a little bit. The purpose is to remove the residue on both sides of the eagle's feet. Then the eagle's feet will be done. This is basically not difficult than the sheep's feet. Use a small duster to apply the material to the gap. Also, use the tool for the corner of the fish. Press the gap and pull it back. Finally, use a spatula to remove the fish on both sides. This step is actually relatively simple. After the gap is pressed, spray the detergent. Then use a cotton swab to wipe the sides of the fish. Clean the face, then wait for 15 hours or longer. After the color is strong, fold the towel into a square and put it on the palm. Then use the palm to align the corners of the face to clean the color. This is my experience after a month of doing all the beauty shots. This month actually took me about 100 hours. Although the process is a bit troublesome, this method is actually very friendly for novices. As long as you follow this process, you can get professional style results. That's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If this video is helpful to you, please like and comment. Thank you again. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye.